Welcome back to Azzy's Guides on the Eternal Battlegrounds. This is part 3, and we're going to go over the different factions, or the different sides, per se, red, green, and blue. And I'll try to do all this in under 15 minutes, because I know I'm really wordy. Once again, I want to point out that each of the 3 border keeps has 3 exits. Like for red, you could run up here, and I actually did this. There's these 2 cliffs that you could jump down and run over to Menlands, or you could jump down over here. There's a cliff. Run all the way here to go to Speldens. You can come this way, drop down over here, go to Veldens. In case right here is getting spawn camped. That's just a quick note for you in case you didn't know that. I want to go over the keep really briefly. And I'm going to kind of delete this words here. I guess you could see it. One thing I wanted to point out was the keeps all have 2 gates to get into. One outer gate and one inner gate. But it's hard to see it right here because, I only drew 1 green thing. And so basically, all the keeps, the closest side to your portal spawn, there's like looks like a double door. Sorry, that sounds like Dumbledore. Sorry, double door. What you'll find here is when you're attacking this, is there's going to be 1 wall and with a gate with the oil on top. But right behind that, like almost immediately behind it, there's going to be a second door and with another oil on top of it. And so when you beat down the first door, and let me switch colors, when you beat down the first door, you run in, and you then immediately right after there's going to be a second door, and oil could be dropped. This oil is going to be really hard to destroy because you can't target it. Like if you're standing out here, you could target the oil and blow it away. Boom, 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 and it's dead. This one is a little recessed back, so it's a little harder to hit. Maybe if you come in and you look up, you could try to hit it, but I don't know. So it offers a little bit more defense compared to like other gates and stuff. But that's if you attack from the most northern point, of course, or the point that's closest to your portal. So a lot of times enemies will come here and fight here for some reason, and then they'll hold you off over here, which kind of sucks. The other way into the red keep is from the south. There's 2 entrances, one through here, one through here. This one there's like these stairs up over here, come over here, and then there is like this first gate. You run around this edge here, second gate, inner gate. And then the red keep has like cannons that are up here and up here on this outcropping that can blow away all these dudes over here. Also wanted to point out that there's a secret entrance that if you run up from here from the water, I think you have to go in from the water. Submarine action, Red October over there, and there's like an entrance right here, which leads to the inner entrance, which is right over here. Over here you'll find another outer gate, I think. Yeah, that you could fight through, and then once you beat that, you come up through these stairs that lead up out of here. You can see this on my mini dungeon, how to get into the mini dungeon video. I'll show the secret entrance here at the red keep and also at the blue keep. Wanted to point out that there are, the 4 towers: Menlands, Veloka, Ogrewatch, and Zalius. The names kind of are clunky at first, but you'll get used to it as you get more and more gameplay in. Speldens, Clearcut, Panglass Rise. Speldens kind of out in the open, and it's easy to take. I think the Mulverks comes out over here, so they could come right here, grab Speldens, and retreat back in, or not. And Zalius kind of is like the point that blocks off the southern map. Same thing with Ogrewatch. From like getting past you guys to Panglass and Speldens. Panglass is in a little cave thing, so you go in through here and you come out through here. And it's a little bit easier defendable because it's like all tight-knit corridors, and if you set up like ballistas and stuff, you can really defend that point. Velocus is kind of cool because up here there's like this little cliff area, and you could set up like siege weapons up here to fully bombard like Red Keep if you want to do that. And Red Keep can bombard him back, but it's just kind of cool that that's within the range. And let me pull out the Treb chart. This is my trebuchet. Whoa, sorry. This is my trebuchet chart. We did this on another map, so apologies. But the outer red is the range on trebuchets, and the inner blue is the range on catapults. The catapults kind of suck at this game right now, so I'm not really sure how useful they are. But I just wanted to point out some of the ranges that you could get, on this map a lot of people claim that these maps are huge, but I personally think they're really tiny. Like say for instance that Velokas, if you set up trebuchets up here, you could bombard down the outer walls and the gates at the Red Keep. Likewise, if you set up stuff there, you could even hit Ogre Watch, which is kind of totally ridiculous. Likewise, if you're at Red Keep, you could set up, you're going to have mortars and stuff set up along here, and you could totally bombard Velokas if necessary. I don't think you could reach Medlands or Enzalius unless you build like way up. Nope, still can't reach it. But you could definitely bombard Ogre Watch. Likewise, Enzalius has this like area up here, which could be used against Enzalius. Like if you set up like mortar, or not mortars, but ballistas, trebuchets, you might be able to hit like the walls areas over here. Like if they have arrow carts set up all along here and stuff, it's kind of a cool spot. Likewise, you could also use this to bombard all the way over here, the outer gate area of the Overlook Keep, or the Red Keep. Call it the Overlook Keep. Likewise, Ogre Watch could also bombard this stuff here. Menlands, I don't think could reach, and doesn't provide a lot of support for Spelllands except for running out and taking it back and forth. So just some things to look out for in terms of like siege. And there's this like little hill up here, which I think you could get up to. I could be wrong. If you could get up here, you have a good bombardment of Velokas and Red and or Overlook and Ogre Watch. So just something to look out for there. I did talk about the ogres and stuff, so we're gonna move over to the blues. And I'll just put this over Stonewatch. Just a quick note. Yeah, oh, actually, no, I already pointed out. Stonewatch can reach a lot of different stuff. But I don't think it'd reach Ogre Watch. But it definitely could reach Durios. Kind of sucks. Blue, again, has 3 passages out. One that comes out this way, and there's a cliff here. It drops down. You have your option of running up this way to Bravos Escarpment, or I like to take this secret back route if you want to go to Umberglades. And so if you want to sneak around, you can do that. Umberglades is really close to Ograth. And so holding Ograth, whether you're red or blue or whatever, I think is really important. Durios is definitely the gateway to this inner area. This is kind of like the choke point here. And the reason I say that is a lot of players might think, oh, I could just come here up and around. But all this area here is filled with like Ascalonian ghosts, NPCs. And of course you could like go around them and stuff, but a lot of players, I don't know why, tend to run right into them. Likewise, this area right here has wolves, so just be a little bit careful as you're running through, because the wolves might get to you. Yeah, so that's that for over there. Of course, Blue Keep, if you're coming up this way, there's the double gate that we talked about earlier at the Red Keep. This is also called the Valley Keep. I kept calling Red Keep, and people are getting pissed. They're like, it's called Overlook, it's not Red Keep, we're in Beta 2 now. So I'm trying to call them by their proper name. So not Blue Keep, but Valley Keep. And so, yeah. One thing to note is, for the Blue Keep, there's the secret entrance is right over here. It leads to this path under here. There's a gate, mini dungeon, and once you beat the outer gate, you come up this pathway that leads to like right here. And I think if you want to, there's a well that's right over here. If you jump into the well, you could take this path over here. And I'm getting a phone call. Alright, continuing on. Of course, like if you jump down this well, you could run over here and find the secret entrance. One thing I want to point out too is Blue Area is kind of cool, as there's all these catacombs over here. So not only is there battles that could take place in the regular level, but you could go underneath and fight under here, and there might be a thing that comes out of here. This is called the Cat's Condo by some group. It's like this weird looking object that looks like a cat playground thing, and I don't really know, but you could check that out. This is the valley because it's kind of recessed in. If you come further down, there's some cool battle areas over here. For Langwar's Gulch, there's like this bridge, which is kind of important. Or you could take this, if you fall down, you take this underpassage to Daniel's Pass. You could run over from this side, from Blue Keep. For some reason, there's a lot of fights that happen like right around here and here at Blue Keep. If you're attacking Blue Keep, I honestly think instead of like, if you're like here fighting into Blue Keep and you're trying to hold off the blue attackers, I would not fight them over here and over here, because of course, they're right next to their spawn. Death doesn't mean much to them. They have invulnerable guards, but instead I would hold them off on this little bridge right here. if you could choke point them on this bridge, you could hold them off from getting to you. Of course, they could always jump in the water and run all the way around, but that takes a little bit longer. But that's one way of holding them off, in my opinion. Or they could just, or say like you're getting choked off, you could jump into the water here, run to your underwater entrance, come up here, and then you're inside the keep already. Does that make sense? So you don't always have to like fight all the way through and go through this gate to get to your side. You could just kind of take the underwater passage. So underwater passage through your gate. And again, look at the other video that I had that demonstrates this. I think it would help a little bit. Langor's Gulch, you could build this little thing up on this ledge to kind of protect this area over here, but it doesn't reach this far. But if you're up here, you could really build some defenses that block off this area. This from my experience. Downlian's Passage is kind of like Pangloss Rise, where although it's not enclosed, there's 2 entrances in, and so it could really be blocked off pretty well. If you set up like ballistas here, and you could guard these areas. And of course, if you have the Hylex, they could come and help protect the area for you, which is kind of nice. Quentin's Lake, I never really explored it too much. Never had a chance to, really. But that's all I could say about it. Duriel's Gulch and Bravos, pretty standard towers. One thing to note was like when we were fighting in this area on one of the server switchover during beta 2, we took Umbers and we're trying to get Duriels and Bravos, but the fighting was just too intense back and forth. So instead of just fighting at one location, like we'd come here, hit Bravos, come back, protect Umber, we'd go to Duriels, fight down that door a little bit, protect Ogres, and then the defenders, when they had to jump back and forth between the 2 towers, we were able to get them in between and then ultimately take down one or both towers. Well, we took down one and then the other tower right after. But it's because we were juggling the towers back and forth, forcing the defenders to try to run between the towers, and we catch them on the way. If that makes any sense to you at all. We are going to go over to green and take a look here. One thing I wanted to point out for green, well, of course you guys already know about, like the tower, the keep, how there's the double doors here, outer door, inner door, all these defenses, blah, 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 blah. But one thing I wanted to point out was a lot of times when I'm on green, I'm running out here, and right here, instead of turning right and doing the zigzag down the thing, I just fall right into the water because I'm an idiot. But just look out for that because I do that a lot. Despite that I do it over and over. Left path here, right path here. I'd never explored these too much in detail, and that was my bad. Hopefully do it on the stress test if we're green. I did a little bit more with red and a little bit more blue, but not with green. Actually, did I do it blue? I actually didn't do it blue. Jerfer's Slough, in terms of a keep, is highly defensible. Team Legacy pointed out that there's this outcropping right here, and if you set up like arrow carts and ballistas, you could fire directly behind the people on the door. Very nasty defensive position. Golantas is kind of out in the open, easily taken, in my opinion. A lot of critters over here, mosquitoes over here. There's a dynamic event to kill mosquitoes, which is kind of cool. Colvins, I'd never really fought too much at. Like we fought at there, but we never, I never had to defend it. I don't even know if this is called Eldora's Ledge. This is like all blocked off, and I hate to say this, paid attention to this side of the green. I was usually on the east side, not on the west side. Hooligans, I think, is a little more protected, kind of similar to Pangloss Rise and Downlian's Passage. So I think you could do the dual ballista or triple ballista defense and be able to hold hooligans off for quite a bit. Mulverks, I think, comes out right here, again right here and right here, and Wild Creek Run is right up here. And going back to the trebuchet chart, there's like a lot of different potential of what you can and can't do in terms of hitting places, and even hitting like Stone Mist. So we'll probably explore that when we come back for part 4 of this guide. Alright, catch you guys later.